The problem that I have with kind of structural rigidity of gender roles for men and women is that they hurt.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Matthew and Carlene channel. Today we are doing a reactionary video of a Jordan Peterson debate to help us debunk the whole feminist claim of toxic masculinity. Ooh. Let's get into this, shall we?
Men.
Yeah, I'm going to have to completely disagree with what this feminist is saying. Just completely disagree. I think by and large here in the West, women make up the majority of violent aggressors right now. Mostly because they have every reason to believe they're going to get away with it. We've already covered multiple police body cam footages of women purposely and intentionally starting fights. Like multiple police body cam footages. But whenever the man chooses to defend himself, even when it's something as simple and black and white as him calling the cops and having the woman arrested, the woman would immediately cry victim, play amnesia to everything she did, because she's 100% banking on the idea that the only thing people will see is, hey, man touched woman. She really is. Now, are there men who commit violence? Yes, of course there are. However, difference is, since men live in a world where no one's going to come to our rescue, if men pick a fight, we finish it. I have not seen that with Western women my entire life. I really have not. Every time I've seen a Western woman pick a fight with a man or pick a fight with anybody, and the man defends himself, she 100% expects someone else to finish a fight that she herself has started. She 100% expects that. I think that's a foolish idea. I really do. Okay, since we all know the feminist here in this debate is going to just straight up refuse to give a definition for toxic masculinity, I, a passport bro, will give the definition. Masculinity is a term referring to all the biological, neurological, and psychological traits that make up a human male. Femininity is a term that refers to all the biological, neurological, and psychological traits that make up a human woman. So when you put the word toxic in front of any of these, like say toxic masculinity, what you are saying is that all the biological, neurological, and psychological traits that make up the human male are in fact inherently toxic. Translation? Toxic masculinity is a new covert shame word that we see the feminist movement come up with to promote the narrative that being born a boy means you're born with an inherent evil that you have to work on atoning for, and if you refuse, then you're basically just a bad person, which I completely disagree with. I do. Yeah, well, I want to answer the question. Yeah, being the whole idea of being a stay-at-home mom or housewife is not valued that much here in the West because of the feminist movement. I have seen it get demonized so many times. They say it's part of an oppressive patriarchal system, but nobody really wants to talk about the value and benefits of it. Like, nobody really wants to acknowledge the idea that, hey, raising the next generation is like one of the most important things on the planet. Like, it is. But nobody wants to talk about that. Like, dude, I personally think that, hey, if the woman or if you choose to do that, hey, good for you. If you can afford to do something like that, if you can afford that family dynamic structure, good for you. There are a lot of benefits to it, especially for the children. There are. Okay, I'm going to have to completely agree with Jordan Peterson and more on this. I think there are a lot of lies here that we tell women in the West at a young age, mostly because of the feminist movement. Like the one how Jordan Peterson mentioned, that like we lie to women here saying that career is going to be your most important thing. But in addition to that, we also add another lie on top of that by saying, hey, you should just focus on your career because you have all the time in the world to find a partner and have kids. You really don't. Any doctor who is worthy of their salt and their degree will tell a woman straight up, your beauty and your fertility is completely biological. It decreases, the value of it decreases in age and use. It really does. Don't believe me? Answer me this. How many men do you know off the top of your head who found themselves romantically or sexually attracted to a woman's financial position? Like, how many men do you know off the top of your head who are like that? I've never seen any man like that. I have to completely disagree with what this feminist is saying about gender roles. Completely disagree with it. And the reason why is because if you read up on history and you look up on how every single nation has been built since the dawn of the very first civilization, you really look it up, you're going to notice that the common denominator was those traditional gender roles that you're seeing this feminist hold no real value to. Long term, they worked. They really did. Long term, they worked. Where vice versa, if you look at the history, like say, all the chaotic stuff that happened after Nefertiti became the Queen of Egypt, you look up the current divorce rates, you look at the spiral downfall of so many movies in Hollywood that are flopping right now, you're going to notice that the common denominator for all this stuff happens to be gender roles being challenged. You really would. That is literally the common denominator.
Damage every...
Yep, I'm going to have to completely agree with Jordan Peterson on this one. I'm going to have to. Ever since becoming a passport bro, which I for one think is more of a lifestyle, I've been called a sexist, I've been called misogynist, I've been called a supporter of patriarchy, I've been called a incel. I mean, you look at my comment section, you'll see it all there. Like, you really would. But in reality, the only thing I did was I took a good look at what the local Western dating market was offering me for dates and life partners. I compared it to what the international dating market was offering me for dates and life partners. And I just choose a dating market that had the better offers at the time, which is, right now, from my perception, the international dating market. But yeah, like, that's all I did. I have nothing against women. I just choose the dating market with the better offers. That was it. And yet I've been called every single shame word you can imagine ever since. I literally have been.
And
alright guys, I for one have always been a big fan of debates. I have been. And one of the things I have learned through debates is that if you fail to answer a question, or if you have to resort to insults, like shame or shame, you have to resort to that, you lost the debate. You did. And you should accept your defeat with dignity before you dig yourself into a deeper hole, one you most likely are not going to be able to climb out of. And as for what the feminists saying about representative democracy, aka she wants equal amounts of women in positions of power, yeah, I would say no. You should only be in an elective position if you have a majority vote of the people. When this feminist said she wants equality of outcome, aka representative democracy, aka equal amounts of women in positions of power, She openly confessed that she's against democracy because she's not willing to honor the wishes of the people. In an elected position, a person who has been elected serves the people. The people do not serve you. This feminist wants the people to serve women. When she basically says, or her in general, when she says she wants women in equal positions of power. That is what she is saying. I'm completely against that. Anyways, that's all we have time for today. If you like this content, by all means, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. It really helps us out. It really does. It's very hot outside, isn't it? I think I'll hit the pool.